make sure that we did a few activities that actually confirmed the meanings of difference, diversity and dominance, and how those things play a very big part in the way that we look at our refugees and asylum seekers and those people that come to the country. A dictionary activity where we would select 3 children, give them the opportunity to look up the words, write the meanings of the words on the board so that the other children have another child or another few children, just to give them the opportunity as well, to have a look at the thesaurus and find words that mean the same thing so that they can equate difference to a variety of words so that they understand what it truly means. With refugees and asylum seekers and how they would see themselves. I was thinking perhaps we could do like a Venn diagram activity on the board, have like the Venn diagram in the centre and have pictures of asylum seekers one side and Australian families the other side. The obvious differences for the asylum seekers, the obvious differences about us. And then on the overlapping circles, the things that are the same that they need to look for in order to be able to distinguish the fact that they're different, but they are still people just like us and they still do the same things as us. What I've done is I've made up a questionnaire and I thought we could get the children to fill out the questionnaire and basically answer the questions of, you know, what colour are their eyes, what colour is their hair, what colours they're looking at, what type of games they would have at home, their favourite foods, their favourite sport, their favourite hobby. The children that have blonde hair and blue eyes stand in a group, or the children that have brown hair and blue eyes stand in a group, and so on and so on, so that they're all standing in a group that they fit in. Get them to figure out which group has the most in it, so that they can say which they feel would be more dominant, because the larger group would be the more dominant colour hair or dominant gene, so that they can figure out what dominance means and then refer back to the dictionary so that they can. The other questions, we can actually use those for activities further on. But I just thought, especially when we did, we moved back to the Venn diagram later on, and just show them that with the things that they filled out in these questionnaires, there would be some obvious differences. A lot of these children wouldn't have Xboxes, they wouldn't have 2-storey homes, some of them wouldn't even have homes. So it had them as the one lesson, but just small activities within the lesson, so that they could constantly gather from the information that they're getting from each activity and build on that step by step. A lot of the discussion that I want to take place is the fact that there is a lot of difference, and the main fear that people have with difference is the unknown, when they don't know something or they don't know about something. So if we kind of dispel those unknowns and give them a bit more information, once they know something, it's not the unknown anymore. It's not something that they're scared of or frightened of, and it's not so different. Gets a bag of jelly beans, and they, this column, the children have to write down the colour of the jelly bean. Once they've written down the colour, then actually taste the jelly bean and see if they can figure out what flavours are in it, and then at the end say whether they liked it or not. So that they could then draw comparisons in the fact that these are all jelly beans, like we're all people, but they're all different, like people are all different in races, and see that everybody's a different colour, and we're all kind of different flavours because we all have different cultural influences. However, we're all jelly beans at the end of the day. So even though they might not like one jelly bean, it doesn't mean that they don't like all the jelly beans. So I don't want them to think that because someone is different, and they may not like one person or one thing about someone who's different, that everyone who is different is not like them. And the same with the dominance issue. Dominance, I want to point out that dominance is not necessarily a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. We might have people with dominant eye colours, that doesn't mean anything. We might have people with dominant hair colours, but that doesn't mean anything. Dominance is only a bad thing if it's used in the wrong way, to assert authority over people in the wrong way, or do things in the wrong way. So I kind of want them to get the idea and the feel for how these things can be used, and in what contexts is the right way. And likewise with diversity. we're all diverse in our cultures, in our colours, in our, at the end of the day, we're all genders. So what they see as someone being different and how they can put that in their terms of seeing something that's different and how they can relate to it. How would they think they would feel if they were faced with it as a turnaround situation? You know, if they were in a new country, different people, they didn't know anyone, they didn't feel welcome, they had a different culture, different colour skin, different language, how would they feel?